note everyone who is part of the YouTube group in there. All right. Make sure this works. There we go. Hello. Let me take mine to full here. We'll get to this in a moment. So, hi. All right. Let's see, everyone. Been a bit of a week. Obviously, I haven't seen anything for a little bit. So, unfortunately, just been kind of a process as I've been going through the start of the month. October's a big month because this is like a big family birthday month. This is why I said this is going to be the unstable month in terms of streaming schedules and all of that, because I knew I'm still getting used to how we are supposed to navigate around that. And obviously, when you just start out, you're not going to take priority over anyone's schedule. So, yeah, figured this first month will be a little hectic, but we'll be getting there pretty soon. So, hope everyone's doing okay. We are almost a week into this month, though, man. Well, the nice thing is, this is really the biggest hectic week coming up. I'm hoping to still get my Friday, Saturday, Sunday all strung together, but there's no guarantees. I do believe I will have time for an hour tomorrow, though. Hopefully that continues to be true. The couple weeks after that, there is significantly less going on, so I should be a lot better at having things running on a good schedule starting in about 2 weeks, and by November it should clear up completely. The nice thing is, once we get that week of Halloween, I've got a couple of games I want to do specifically for that. I'm a Castlevania fan. I want to do some Castlevania the week of Halloween. And yeah, like I said, this is mostly a temporary condition. I'm hoping once October clears up, I should definitely be able to do 4 a week and maybe even stretch for a 5th if it's only for like short stretches. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting scheduling right, getting a lot of things taken care of. And yeah, it should be a nice time there. Some other updates. Well, we know this is a baseball time as we're reaching the end of the season. So far, so good. The playoffs have finished their first round here stateside, and it's down to the last 8. Based on the first games, I would say if everyone who's leading continues, the league championships will be decided between Milwaukee and Los Angeles on the national side, and the American League title would be between Toronto, ironic, and sorry, I just blanked on who was playing Seattle. Oh, Detroit. Yeah. So we'll see. It'll be fun. Haven't been able to watch too much this week. Just lost a lot of time. But yeah, I'm gonna be all in once the league championship series start up. Also, basketball is my big game, and we are in the finals of the WNBA. NBA season. The preseason starts this week, so that'll be good. But yeah, right now the focus is entirely on the finals, which closes right as the NBA season begins the next week. So it's nice that they lead right into each other. Sets up perfectly to just continue in basketball mindset. It is Las Vegas versus Phoenix for those who do not follow. But yeah, it has been a wild series. I hope a lot of people tune in on that. It's been a lot of fun to watch. And from the sounds of it, people have. They had over 2 million people watching at in the semifinals, the deciding game between Indiana and Vegas. And they did that number with like half of Indiana's roster, and all of the big names are injured. They only had like 1 or 2 star players left, and by the end of that game, they had either been injured or fouled out. So it had been a circus in that game, but it was fun. Really good watch, and I'm glad that set a record for most watched non-finals game that they've ever had. Always they've had playoff games in their first couple of years that were really successful. The WNBA, people forget, like, their initial run in the 90s was really strong, especially in those first couple of seasons. But the thing was, the league at the time was not big because there was a buzz surrounding all the star players. It was, at the time, almost coat tail riding, because at that point it had been right off the backs of the 50th anniversary of the NBA. The second run of the Jordan Bulls was happening, so basketball was like as big as it really ever was in terms of TV viewership. I don't think there was ever a point where it was as strong as it was in that second Bulls run and the Shaq Kobe run. Like, there was like a span of like a good half decade where the ratings were really good. And yeah, it was the rising tide raised all the ships. And unfortunately, once that happened, a lot of the star players that the WNBA was relying on being able to carry them, like Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Lobo, Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, a few of them were starting to age out. Their teams weren't as successful. I mean, at least the Lisa Leslie Sparks were, but they weren't as consistent, and New York just straight never won. So it was kind of a thing where they couldn't have a central superstar, because you would have ideally wanted to give it to Cynthia Cooper, but she was her career was going to be winding down pretty soon. And yeah, it was just they never had the momentum that they probably wanted coming out of it. So it took them a little while. You had good players with Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, and just in general, like a really good string of talent coming in, because those big UConn and Tennessee teams were in the middle of their runs. But what destroyed it historically was their switch to ESPN. ESPN had a hard time finding their footing with basketball. It was disappointing to see that early run. Yeah, it's all right now, but yeah, those first couple years were rough, and they didn't know how to really set things up. And it was at the time when the NBA was trying to act more professional, so they weren't really. There wasn't an atmosphere to create the intensity that had sold the game in the 90s. Like, you had trash talkers. Taurasi and Bird could have trash talked with the best of them, but they were not really given the platform. And so the league just kind of treaded water for a decade and a half until the stars became just so big that you couldn't really ignore them. And now here we are. Yeah, it's a good spot for them. Anyway, I do want to talk about some actual stuff other than that, but we'll because we got the new anime season starting up, and I got to look at a little bit of what's there, and I got to watch finally the ending of one series that I've been following. So we'll talk about those as we get into the race here, but I've been at this for a little bit too long there, waiting. So let's finally get ourselves up and running here as we start up this business.